what would have been Tommy's position on this? Oh, Peckerwood, a white person, especially a poor white one. So you a poor white man, Thomas?
Am I poor?
That's what the definition of in the dictionary in the Oxford, it says a white person, especially a poor one, another Peckerwood with bad attitude. Would that be
a Peckerwood with bad attitude? Absolutely.
But you're not poor though.
I mean, everyone's poor compared to somebody. I'm poor compared to Elon Musk, but I'm rich in spirit.
God damn. So you like Pecker rich, not Pecker Wood?
I mean, like I said, man, everybody's rich or poor compared to some of their maybe Pecker
Silver. I mean, maybe you Pecker Silver or Pecker Gold. So, but it was good though, Ralph. It worked out because you see Tommy ran.
He had to back out. I won't categorize it as that. He did have to back out, and it ended up working out. Yes, because originally it was going to be a triple threat, and then he had to back out, and then so it was good that we had to because we wouldn't have had a show.
I'm a diabolical. Listen, I'm a genius because had I not said we need the white guy, we like you said, we would have had to cancel. And of course, Ralph is not going to say Tommy ran. I'm saying Tommy ran. That's what I'm saying. Captain Tazaryach is saying Tommy ran. All right. So that's how we got here. So I guess from your position, Thomas, when you see that video, is it something that you feel should white people apologize for what their ancestors did to black people? I guess we can.
Well, at base, what's going on here is it's a fetish. And fetishes are not always sexual, but they often are. This one isn't, obviously, but all fetishes are psychological.
Okay, but you said this one isn't, obviously. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's obviously not a sexual thing, but it is a fetish.
Okay, I got you. Okay, and what's the
what I mean by that is,
I'm sorry, you're right.
What I mean by that is these trashy white people, they're descendants of the village idiots. They're not descendants of the slave master. So they get to pretend like they had some important ancestors. They're not actually like Walmart shopping, corny fucking weirdos. And like black folks, they get to like get a kick out of having this like corny fucking white loser like kiss their feet. You know, it's like guys hiring other guys to like bone their wives. It's some like humiliation fetish thing. And I realized that my lesser, like a lot of white people are like pretty fucked up and like kind of lesser people who do like really stupid shit. So I mean, like I don't care. I mean, like they got nothing to do with me. Like they're fucking idiots. And like I said, like if they should be apologizing for slavery, well, there's two things going on here. First of all, like I said, these people, they're like the descendants of the village idiot and like the fucking local like ditch digger. Like the fact that they think they're like descended from like plantation owners is fucking really funny because they're not. They're like Walmart motherfuckers. Secondly, slavery precedes written language in the fossil record. So like you'd be apologizing for some like universal human institution that doesn't make any sense. Slavery still goes on today. Like black people enslaved black people in Africa. Like white people enslaved white people in Central Asia. Like it's not. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, is it unfortunate? Probably, but I mean, a lot of things are unfortunate. It's not. Plus, you can't apologize for what your ancestors did. Like that's not categorically possible. There's got to be like the will to atone for something in the person who does it. You can't apologize on behalf of other people. Like that's not how it works.
So nobody.
So, yeah.
So you're saying in history nobody apologizes for what the ancestors have done?
No, that's a bitch-made move, and I'm not a bitch, so I don't do that.
So wait, so like the Germans apologizing because that y'all like the Germans, so the Germans apologizing. If they apologize, what would they be? I gotta laugh out of the route.
Well, they're an occupied country that were subjected to a genocidal war waged against them by Jews and communists. I mean, occupied people are subjected to all kinds of indignities.
No, what I'm asking, if the Germans apologize for what y'all did to the Jewish people, are they bitch made too?
If they're doing it out of their own free will and not because of the enduring occupation, yeah, absolutely.
No, if they're doing it out of their own free will, they're bitch made. But if they're doing it another way, what are they?
I mean, if you're an occupied country. Mm-hmm. And you'll be sanctioned for not abiding certain practices and political rituals and opinions. I mean, which is the case in Germany. I'm not going to hold against Germans for not like rising up against that shit when they're literally an occupied country.
But
I mean, that's a whole different issue. But yeah, anyone who apologizes for history and can't take their own side in a fight is a bitch.
Wouldn't you think that's reversed though? Wouldn't it be more bitch made if they did it because of policies as opposed to if they did it of their own free will?
No one should do it anyway, but
No, not
it's at least understandable if there's duress. That's why in a court of law is the concept of
but
duress.
duress.
Duress
And
removes free
so
will.
you could be a traitor under duress. You could do a lot of things under duress. So wouldn't it be more bitch made if you're doing it under duress? That means
No, because it's like saying like if you sign a contract when I have a gun to your head, that like that makes you
ain't no gun to their head.
like, no, it doesn't. It means that you're under duress. I wouldn't do it, but people are different. That's not the point anyway.
And that's weird that you say it's not bitch made to do such. So if you're a traitor under duress, that's okay.
That's not okay, but it's a mitigating circumstance.
That's a little weird. And then
It's not a little weird. It's universally accepted. It's called logic.
Well, tell me how it's universally accepted.
Because in a court of law, duress mitigates free will because you can't be said to be acting freely when you're under threat of
This is just
injury to
apologizing.
life, liberty, or property.
This is just apologizing for something. This ain't a threat of death or imprisonment. This is
The
just
apology isn't the threat. What I'm saying is that people are placed under
Well,
duress
they
for not
lose.
abiding certain opinions in the Bundesrepublic. So
No,
if there's footage of Germans apologizing and seemingly to be obsequious before Jewish interest groups, that's why. It's not because the culture has made a decision, oh, we should apologize for this, based on some sort of a spontaneous decision in that direction.
So what you're saying is that the Germans, because they can get some political gain from the Jewish people if they apologize.
No, that's not what I said. That's a positive incentive. I said duress.
No, that's what I'm trying to understand. Where is the duress? If they just apologize.
The duress is that they're an occupied country. It's against the law to carry out acts or make statements that quote unquote undermine the Constitution or promote racial hatred. You're in penal jeopardy. Let me finish.
Wait, no.
Let me finish.
One at a time, gentlemen. Let Thomas finish.
You're in penal jeopardy in Germany if you say certain things that the government disagrees with, including specifically things relating to the Second World War.
Right.
I don't condone it if German people say treasonous things or genuflect before these sorts of rules, but I understand it because again, duress is a mitigating factor, and free will can't be said to be present when duress is present. And if you're in an occupied country where it's against the law to oppose official opinion on a historical event, that is what's known as duress in the textbook sense.
Well, in the textbook sense, that's not what duress is. Duress in the textbook sense is compulsion by threat of force, coercion, constraint.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
Such a constraint.
Placing someone under threat of penal liability for holding an opinion contrary to that of the government.
Not to interrupt you. You asked me not to interrupt you. Such a constraint of coercion as it will render void a contract or other legal act entered or performed under influence. The reason why I was interrupting you before, I just wanted a quick question. If you could tell me yes or no. You said Germany is under what now?
Occupation.
So Germany is not occupied by Germans. They're occupied, I'm assuming you're going to say, by Jewish people.
Germans can't occupy their own country. It's occupied by NATO, which is the armed, which is the armed element of an incredibly powerful constellation of interests.
Got you answered the question. So them apologizing, a German apologizing. I noticed you went straight to the government. When I just said a German apologizing by force, you saying that that's not bitch made, but if they do it of free will, that is bitch made.
Yeah, generally.
Okay, so if they feel like what their ancestors did to Jewish people was wrong, that's bitch made.
Yeah, it also makes you a race traitor.
I almost can't. I don't know how much I can disagree with that, but that goes right to why we do the boot kiss, and that's why I wanted to have this demonstration. And for black people in America, I noticed you call it a fetish, right? So I do want to read the Bible because it's not a fetish for us. This actually comes from the Bible of what your people.
What fetishism doesn't come from the Bible? But go ahead.
No, I said it's not a fetish. I know
you can say whatever you want, but that's what it is. But yeah, go ahead.
No, but it does come from the Bible. I'm going to read it. That's how you know it. You just said the Bible is not a fetish. Did I hear you correctly or incorrectly?
Yeah, you're saying that your foot fetishism is in the Bible, and I know it's not. I mean, you can interpret scripture any way you want. So go ahead.
No, right. I don't mind the ad-libs. I'm cool with it. But you just said that the Bible is not a fetish. I agree with you. So I'm just going to read Isaiah.
No, go ahead. Read. I'm not going to interrupt.
Okay, no problem. Isaiah 49:23, it says, "And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, thy queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. So is that literal or not literal?
Well, it's in the same vein as that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to ascend to heaven.
Okay.
You know, it's not exclusively metaphorical. It's not exclusively metaphorical or exclusively literal.
Right.
But you're basically declaring that based on your race, you're a king. I mean that's high idolatry.
I didn't say I didn't base my race as a king because it doesn't say I'm a king.
No, but that's your notion though. Like
it doesn't say that I'm going to be a king. It's saying the rulers of this place, the people of this place that are in position of power or ruling, they are going to lick up my feet. I'm not the king.
But you're like rich in spirit and they're impoverished in spirit. That's the whole point.
This don't say rich in spirit. Let's stay focused. This doesn't say rich in spirit. This says
but it's inferred.
This says that you guys, I'm saying you guys because from a black person's position, you guys enslaved us. You were your ancestors. When I'm saying you, it's in general. So if you want to say your ancestors didn't have slaves because you say you're a Peckerwood, so you probably was the trash of the white people, so you might not have had slaves.
Oh no, my ancestors were your master. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, then so you and your people, it says, will lick up the dust of thy feet. And that's what people do. And here's the thing. I also noticed that you made a point to say that these was poor white trash people that was licking up the dust. Is that
pretty much?
All right. So what if I show you white women too licking up the dust? They poor white trash too.
I mean, there's rich white women who like to get screwed by strange guys at bars. Like that's just a fetish. People are into all kinds of perverted stuff.
Let me show another video. Just another video. I'm sorry. Let me share my screen again.
All right, go ahead.
Ralph didn't really want to show this one. Hold on, wait.
I've seen it, but go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Ralph. Ralph, I'm gonna make you an oil. Right, now I'm gonna play this one.
Hold on, here you go, right here. Here go a boo right here.
White mama.
Here you go. There you go. There we go. What did you say?
Say it again.
You said you're gonna have my mom kiss your boo? I'm not gonna just have her kiss my boo. Here you go. Put that boo up there too. You're gonna kiss my brother boo too. Here you go. Put the light on it. There you go. I got it. There we go. Next brother.
So I'm gonna stop sharing. So now, why do you think they do it? Now you already said. From good families, right? So it's not poor white trash. So you can't say it, but now you just flipped it. Now you just said you did. You initially said poor white trash. Now you said white girls from good families, which you can no longer. Wait, so you. I just did. That's headshot. That's a headshot. Okay, so what you gonna force me to do? Because like I want everybody to pay attention to the pattern. When I showed the white guy, he said it was poor white people. Now I showed white. You imply poor. Hey, in my chat. If y'all let me know in my chat if he implied poor, please let me know in the chat. And on Killstream, I'm not calling him poor. I'm going off of what you said. What you said. No problem. But Thomas, you said you was a Peckerwood. I looked it up. The definition said poor. I didn't say poor. You said you was poor. When I grew up the book, if I don't know what something is, you're supposed to look it up. Why not know? Should I just take a look? No, you do. You do look up what it means. I don't understand that because no. Listen, when I looked up Peckerwood to me was poor, but you made me look it up because I didn't want to. If somebody say Peckerwood, you think somebody up in if you say, hey Thomas, if you say somebody that's a peckerwood, you thinking about somebody in the sticks, somebody like. I'm telling you, no, you ain't getting what I'm saying. When I think of, I'm telling you what I think of when I think of peckerwood. It's like if you say redneck, you thinking of some type of hillbilly or something like that. But like you said, you in Chicago, so I had to look it up. So the reason why we're going through this poor and rich narrative is because you initially said they was poor. You initially said they was rich. But to get back to the reason why I chose to, hold on one sec. If you could bear me 1 second. Hold on, they telling me they can't hear you. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to check my audio just to make sure that they can hear you. If you don't mind, Ralph. I appreciate it. Let me go back. Maybe I might have clicked something here. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, I see what happened. I turned the damn share screen off.
Yeah, that'll mess with it.
Yeah. If you turn the share screen off, it'll definitely stop, but it should be good. It should be good now. So now the reason why we do this, right, is so now you just heard you just said the Bible is not a fetish. And to my audience, y'all should be good now. The reason why we do that, you said the Bible is not a fetish. So what we do is Black people suffer from something that's called Stockholm syndrome, right? Stockholm syndrome is of course, did that happen in Germany?
But no, it happened in Sweden.
Sweden.
Right, in Sweden.
Right. So
like these pervy white people who are into like licking your feet, they suffer from it. But go ahead.
No sweat, man. If that's your cop out, that's your cop out.
It's not a cop out.
It's a cop out. We get this done all over. Then I tell you what, y'all must be some freaky ass white people because we get this done all over the country. All over the country. In the UK, ain't nothing but freaky ass white people that like to kiss boots, which I ain't surprised because y'all weird in the first place. But now Stockholm syndrome is
you call yourself captain and are into feet, man. Like right. That's fucking weird.
I'm not into feet. I don't.
Well, apparently you are, but go ahead.
I don't suffer from Stockholm syndrome, but my people do. So I just want to. But you probably gonna get mad because I'm reading the definition. Stockholm syndrome is proposed conditional theory that tries to explain why hostages sometimes develop a psychological bond with their captors. It's supposed to result from a rather specific set of circumstances, namely power imbalances contained in hostage taking, kidnapping, and abusive relationships. So how does that apply to Black people? So for Black people being enslaved over here for so long, we have, and then as we're enslaved, we get certain gifts, so to speak, from our slave masters. So they give us a sense of freedom, they give us a vehicle, they give us a job, they give us tons of different things, even drugs. They give us tons of different things that gives us a sense of being free, but we're not actually separated from the actual master or the oppression that they still give to us. So when we come out here on the street, I noticed that you said I was a captain. So when we come out here on the street, the Bible, Christ said in John 8:32, ye shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. When he said that statement in John the 8th chapter, in the very next verse, you had the Sadducees and Pharisees who was under the Romans at that time said, we be Abraham's seed and we're not in bondage. And so when we go to Black people to try to free them from the same Stockholm syndrome Christ was trying to free them from, they say the same thing to us. And surprisingly, what happens is, as we're on the street teaching, because it's a public space, like we're not, like right now I'm in my classroom, so we don't allow like whites and Africans and Chinese into my classroom. But when we're on the street, anybody can listen. And so white people would just be walking by, whether we're in DC with the politicians, whether we're in South Carolina, Florida, wherever we may be, and they'll hear what we're saying. And when we start bringing out the crimes that they've committed, they want to apologize.
They're weak-minded motherfuckers, and these people could fuck up a cup of coffee. They're not capable of enslaving an entire race. Like my heritage is, theirs isn't. They're fucking Walmart.
Who's your race that can enslave an entire race? Who is that?
Who's that? The fucking master caste, man. You said it yourself. You see how bitch-made white people got no backbone and are basically slaves themselves.
Wait, when you say master caste, remember I don't know these terms. What is a master caste?
Okay, you know the language you speak, the way you dress, the food you
English,
eat, the concepts you have in mind,
right?
like the ethical paradigms you invoke.
Right.
That's from my people. That's what I gave you. You literally don't exist socially without me.
Wait. I got you. But ain't it also your people we getting to bow down and lick up?
I'm not being down on you about that. It's just a fact.
No, I don't. You didn't hear me complain. But isn't it also your same people that you said that could enslave us that's also licking the boots?
No, because anybody would do that.
Was that
anyone who would lick a man's boot is a fucking slave, and they do not have the fucking bearing for it.
So maybe those white people are preparing to be slaves.
No, right? What they are, they're the descendants of
slaves.
They're the descendants.
They're descendants of the masters, right?
No, they're the descendants of the fucking village idiot.
That's cap. That's cap. That's not true. They are
absolutely true.
They are the
descendants. You think anybody?
They weren't the descendants.
One time.
You think anybody who had like an intact heritage would fucking do that? No, they're fucking they're people ripped out of history. They're fucking they're no account motherfuckers. They couldn't even tell you who their grandfather is. They fucking their life revolves around Walmart, and they fucking like CNN told them like you owe the black man. They're doing that bullshit.
You must hate Walmart, or maybe for them there's a condition, right? I'm gonna pull out some stats. I don't know why you hate stats personally. I don't know why you hate that. There's this thing called white shame, right? How to convert guilt into action, right? It's not written by me at all, but I do research. I have to study, right? So it says, I'm just going to read some of this article and get down to the point that I'm trying to make. It says, over the last month sparked by the murder, this was written in 2020, sparked by the murders of unarmed Black Americans and subsequent protests, the national conversation has turned to the country's racist past and present. For some, this conversation includes reckoning with oneself. Have I participated actively or subconsciously in a racist system that oppresses people of color? Am I a racist? Asking this question and facing the true gravity of America's oppressive history can plunge people into an overwhelming shame. So would you agree or disagree that maybe it's your slave master's relatives' shame that they look at by kissing this boot? They're making amends for their shame, but that's all they have to do.
That statement you just read out, it's an ideologically loaded statement. It's the quintessentially loaded question. It's like saying, when did you stop beating your wife? Right. Saying, if you think this, you're a racist. Like, first of all, racist is a meaningless term. It's a floating signifier. It's literally a term coined by Trotsky to try and condemn the social and economic paradigm that he opposed by saying this is inherently immoral and bad. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe it's neither. But like people telling me if you don't do this or say this, you're a racist. That means nothing to me.
Well, God himself is a racist, so I don't think it was coined by Trotsky or whatever name that you mentioned. God himself is a racist. God doesn't love everybody. He doesn't love all nations. So if we're going to start with the point,
very few people are saved, but God doesn't discriminate based on like tribe or ethnos. That's not how it works.
He absolutely does.
There's people who reject God outright, like the Jews, but other people who accept Logos, like he doesn't say like, oh, this race is bad. That's not how it works.
Well, God hates Jewish people too. Like they ain't nothing but another set of white people. So God,
no, not.
Yes, they are. That's another. Yeah. The Jewish man.
You're talking about group anatomy, yeah, but that's not what race is.
No damn group anatomy. Y'all from the same tribe of Esau. They're Amalek. Yeah, you know. Yes, they are. I know that hurt a little bit, don't it? That your brother.
They don't hurt. It's like you can say I'm Chinese. It's just like not true.
I would say you're Chinese because you ain't from Moab, so you're not Chinese. But if we talking about the Bible, remember, in the Bible it says you can't intermarry, and that Israel was supposed to be above all nations. That is racism. To put a nation and say that this nation should be the top nation above all nations.
That's not what it said. It said that they were the subject of the covenant, and then Christ, and then when Christ's arrival on earth, Christ's Logos incarnate, and that neutralized the original covenant. So like Jews lost their elect status.
Okay,
that's what happened. It wasn't God saying like this race is good, this race is bad.
Right.
And like the Jews who rejected Christ, yeah, they're on the outs with God, but that's why. It's not like because of their DNA or something.
Well, now we're getting into a good conversation. So Deuteronomy 7:6 says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people upon the face of the earth. That's what racism is. Racist. Then when you look up,
no,
racism,
but it depends on like
hold up, let me finish. Appreciate it.
What's also you're saying that you're saying that like your wisdom is superior to that of God's, and like that's.
I'm not saying my wisdom is that superior of God, but if the scriptures say let God be true and every man a liar, so if I'm reading that God said He chose you to be above all people on the face of the earth, that's not equal.
But why did He do that? He didn't do that because He's like Jews have the right DNA.
I'm not even to wait. What's probably hard. The reason why it's hard for you to have this conversation is because your brother, the Jewish man.
No, I'm not.
He's your brother.
If anybody is, you are, because like you
no,
worship
that ain't
Jew,
my
literally.
brother. We don't worship no damn Jewish man. Are you crazy? But
You're
that's
wearing a star of David, man. You're wearing a star of David. Like you literally worship.
This is not. You know, stars don't have points. Stars is a ball of gas up in the sky.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you. Yeah. See, I'm gonna teach you today. So now, if
I'm not the one wearing the star of David.
If God said He chose a people to be above all people, that's what racism is. When you look up the word racism, it's thinking that your race is superior to others. God set Israel to be superior to others, not Jews, not the Jewish man. The Jewish man ain't shit. I'm with you. I hate your brother like you hate your brother.
I don't hate anybody.
You hate the Jewish man, though.
No, I don't hate anybody. Why would I hate?
I don't know why you don't want to say this is Killstream. We got the freedom to say what we want on Ralph.
I say whatever I want. I don't
hate. And the part that you said about Christ being the logos or being God, that's cap, because Christ didn't come for all nations.
That's not what I said. Not all people can receive logos. Those who can.
When you say not all people. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is a lot of people believe that in the Old Testament, like you just said, you said Jews, but I would say Israel got the covenant. But when Christ came, now, if you believe in Christ because He's this logos, as you said, that now you have the opportunity. So now an Asian or a black or a white or something like that can now be a part of that. What I'm saying,
yeah, the kingdom of Christ is the new Israel. That's
exactly right. So what I'm telling you is that the kingdom of Israel is the same kingdom it was the whole time, which is just the nation of Israel. If I could just read two more verses, in Deuteronomy 7:7, it says, the Lord, now this goes to show you that this is God that's a racist of His own words, not me. This Deuteronomy 7:7, the Lord did not set His love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because He would keep the oath which He has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of the bondmen of Egypt. So it's God, who's a clear racist, that chose to love Israel, not because they was the most people, but because He made that covenant.
No, that's not. But you're deliberately misinterpreting like why God chose the Israelites. He didn't do it because of their race. He did it because they were the subject of the covenant.
That's not
because they could accept logos. They accepted monotheism.
Okay,
but other people worshiping idols. That's why. It's not because God said, I like this race. They're really dope. Like, that's not what happened.
Okay, so you partially correct because you're saying what
100% correct.
No. The reason why I'm saying you're partially correct is He didn't choose them for a race per se. He chose them because of Abraham. So Abraham had Isaac,
that's my point.
Right? Abraham had Isaac. Isaac had Jacob. Jacob became the Israelites, and that's who He loved. But once He established that covenant and love for Israel, Israel is to be above all nations. You know what He says about the other nations? When you read Isaiah 40:17, He says the other nations are unto spit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're right. They're pagans, they're idolaters.
Wait,
okay, why did He say that? Okay, hear me out for a minute. Why did He say that? They were practicing child sacrifice. They were worshiping idols. That's why. Like they were essentially worshiping Satan. I mean, that's why. Okay, it's not because He's like that. Those races are bad. It's because they rejected Logos. They rejected the God. In favor of worshiping Moloch or Baal or whatever. And the Canaanites, who believed Scripture, literally threw children into the fire. I mean, that's why they were out with God. It's not because they were like the wrong tribe or something. Any more than like Jews are like a special tribe because of like their DNA, like they claim today. Like that's completely, that's blasphemous. It's not just wrong.
Hey, before Edomites were born, God hated them. Had nothing to do with idol worship. Before they were born, like in Rome.
Yeah, but that's I mean that comes down to predestination and a lot of other things.
Well, that's y'all people though. That's where you descend from. So in Romans the 9th chapter, when he says for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, but that the purpose of God according to election.
I mean, I don't.
So
You're basically just flipping identity Christianity on its head. Like you're just like the guys who claim like the black man's the descendant of Shem and is like the mark of whatever. Like I don't accept that.
I don't know about no mark, but we are the descendants of Israel, the true ones. You guys are the descendants of Esau. So in Romans the 9th chapter, it clearly says Jacob.
No, I'm the descendant of Caucasus marauders who
that's where Edom comes from.
Who mastered equestrian and conquered the Central Asian and European landmass.
Got you. Where did Esau dwell? Do you know? The whole Caucasus that you just said, that's Edom. Esau was a cave dweller. He dwelt in the Caucasus.
He came in the Near East. He may have been, but it wasn't like a Caucasus. It was in the Near East.
Okay.
It was in what would now be in proximity to Mount Ararat and all that.
Right. So
that's not like a Caucasus. That's what we consider the Middle East.
Yeah. When you read Obadiah, it says, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock." He was known as a cave dweller in the Bible, and you guys call yourselves cave dwellers today. That's the Caucasus Mountain.
The Caucasus is
the Caucasus.
It's not caves.
The Caucasus Mountain. That's where y'all came out the mountains mad as shit too. But
and that's
subject.
Now you're talking like that's like NOI shit. Like
NOI.
I haven't heard anybody call me a caveman since I was fucking talking to the pipe.
NOI believes some big head scientists created y'all. I'm not the NOI.
No, but they call whitey cave dwellers. I just hadn't
y'all
heard that.
Call yourselves cave dwellers. You can't get mad at the NOI.
I don't get mad at anybody. Right. I know NOI dudes. I've recorded them for my content. I don't give a fuck.
But when you say that the NOI says y'all were made out of the caves, but y'all say y'all was made out of the caves, you can't.
I've actually never said that. But okay.
Yeah, you just said that. So
I just said that. No, I did not just say I'm a caveman.
So now that we established that God is definitely a racist, he hates Esau. That's where white people come from. What we have to do as black people in America, the point of that boot kiss, and what I do like about you, Peckerwood, is that it's rare on Ralph's channel that we read a lot of scriptures, but I was able to read a lot of scriptures. So when
I'm a Calvinist, man. I grew up reading scripture. I should do it more now as a grown up.
Read it no more. Yeah. No, you don't need to read no more scriptures because it ain't for you. It's like if I get it's like if I get the American Constitution, that ain't for me, right? Do you think that's for me?
It's not comparable. I mean, one's basically criminal procedure code, one's the word of God.
Hand clap back, man. Give him a hand. I like honest white men. I love honest white men. You see what he said? Listen, I hope to my black audience, listen to Peckerwood. Peckerwood said it is not comparable. Why? Because when the American Constitution was written, we were slaves. It wasn't written with us in mind. When they say all men are created equal, we were not the men that it was thought of. And when the Bible was written, it wasn't written for all people either. So when Christ came or when Moses came, it was.
Well, I mean, that wasn't my point. My point is one's the word of God and one's a criminal procedure code. So,
but they got the same principle though. When it says all men are created equal, it's not including all men.
That's Jacob and bullshit thrown in there by Thomas Jefferson. That's also not true. But
what's not true? What's not true?
All men are equal. That's fucking retarded.
Thank you. That's my point, because we were slaves. So how could it mean all men are equal when they killing us, raping us, doing all that evil to us, but all men are equal? I'm in agreement with you. And that's my point. And the Bible is the same way. The Bible is the written will and testament to the children of Israel. It's not written to everybody. So that Jewish man that stole the records is no different than the Christian white men that stole the records as well. So what we have to do when we go out on the streets, the reason why I showed that video with them black ladies getting their boot kissed, the only way to counter the psychological destruction of black people
is foot fetishism.
No, not it. Like you now, you minimize it to foot fetish, right? But you know what a black person.
I'm not minimizing it. It's weird.
What a black person that has looked up and idolized white people, that have grown up in fear of white people, can see black men on the street talk aggressively to other white people, white women and white men, get them on their knees to apologize. That's how you free mental oppression. because all their life they think we supposed,
Yeah, but my point was at the beginning, like at the start, like anybody who would do that is a punk.
Don't do that because you first said they was poor, but then you said they was rich.
No, I'm saying now anybody who do that,
but when you I'm here.
Anybody who do that is a punk. So I don't see how it can alleviate your anxieties in that regard, because like no like white man who stands on his own 2 feet would fucking do that.
So now,
if you told me to do that, I'd give you like a 20 because you made me laugh, and then I'd fucking walk on.
So now you saying that they're a punk. The white man is a punk. That's fine. Whatever you want to do.
No, I'm saying those guys aren't white men. They're punks. There's a difference. They're the kinds of guys who go to prison and are like holding on to a guy's pocket.
Listen, you could be a white punk.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of white people who are punks.
Like,
I don't happen to be one of them. That's why I don't do that bullshit.
Hey,
I'm fucking asking.
With a name like Peckerwood, I'm definitely not saying you a punk. But them white,
I know that.
No problem. Them white punks and white women. No, don't distract me right now. Them white punks and white women that get on their knees. If you, whatever you want to call them as a white man that think they should not, that's on you. But when we're on that street, for my people that are watching, that frees them from psychological oppression. Would you at least, now, let's say if it was reversed. Let's say if we had you enslaved and then you see black people and you get them down there, you don't think that psychologically that would free white people from their oppression or what they feel like they're oppressed?
No, I don't.
That's cap. And I'm gonna tell you,
foot fetish, man.
It ain't a. See, now you know why you say foot fetish, because it offends you, and especially when I showed that white woman.
I'm not offended. I think people who kiss people's feet and are into feet are foot
fetishes. He ain't kissing a foot, literally. He kissing a boot.
Yeah, so it's a boot fetish. No, some guys like some guys are into like girls with big breasts. Some guys are into feet. I mean, I'm not into any of that shit.
What we're into is justice. What we're into is freeing. That's why I read John 8:32. Ye shall be free. The mentality that black people still think that they should vote for a president of the United States, still think they should go into the white man's church or white man's religion, build up white America. The only way to counter that is to inspire them. And the boot kiss is just like one of many things. Us even being on the street corners, if we say the white man is the devil, we the children of the Israelites, stop using this drug, stop aborting and stuff like that. There's other things that we do right there too. But when you get a white, and maybe you would have to be black to understand, or maybe you would have to be oppressed, which your day is coming, but maybe you would have to be oppressed as well to understand what it means to a black person that sees another black person getting a white woman or man willingly to get on their knees to apologize for what their ancestors have done, because we're the one race that has never really gotten an action apology. What I mean by action apology, the Jewish man get apologized, they give him millions of dollars. The damn New York governor just gave him 185 million. So they don't just apologize, they put action behind their apology.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you know, you gotta, like, you know, there's not in War and Peace and in fucking history, there's not any felonious conduct, man. Like there's not. I'm sorry, this shit happened.
Start from the beginning. Say it. I want to get what you just said.
I said in War and Peace and in fucking history, there's no fucking felonious conduct, man. You know, like if you get caught lacking, you get enslaved or you lose or you get took the fuck down. You know, like there ain't no apologies. Anyone who would apologize is a fucking bitch. That was my point.
Right. So what do you think?
I mean, if you got a foot fetish, or if you want like bitch made white people to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. It's like them people aren't capable of shit anyway. They're not the people if shit got lit, you'd have to deal with anyway because they're fucking pussies. But you know,
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
But you shouldn't give a fuck anyway. Like I mean, I'm basically a minority of one where I'm at, and I mean, I don't come at nobody like disrespectfully, like man to man, and like, I mean, that's cool, man. That's like basically all you old people. You know,
I'm gonna tell my audience something. I'm sorry. This cat Peckerwood, he's for the slaughter. I'm just letting y'all know now. He don't want.
We're gonna try any time, man. I'm pretty fucking heavily armed.
I'm gonna explain what I mean. Listen, because Ralph was like, "Oh god damn, Cap, I can't bring you back no more." That's what I mean. Is like, so for what we teach, right? We teach that there'll be those that are going to the kingdom that'll be slaves and apologize, and then there'll be some that are just firewood. Peckerwood is saying he ain't gonna be a German bitch like his German bitches. The German bitches that he had that apologized, that he felt as bitches, he's not gonna be them. You would just take the death, is what you're saying, Peckerwood, right?
Even you could try. Like I said, I don't think it'd work out.
No, I'm not coming to. No. Listen, to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about. I'm not,
no, I know. I'm just
okay, gotcha. So yeah, I'm not talking about me doing anything to you personally.
No, I know, man.
But if you on the chopping block and you got the choice of apologizing, getting on your knees and apologizing, or death, you choosing death, right?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen sometime anyway.
That's what I meant when I say he for the slaughter, so everybody can understand. I ain't saying that.
I gotta raise up in a minute, man. We can do this again next week if you want. I don't mean to like be abrupt, but
did they say that
are there like questions anybody's asking or anything you want me to cover?
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask, and maybe you could play off this too, but before you go, I figured it'd just be an hour anyway. But this whole thing started, Captain, because some black people disagree with you. Whack 100,
definitely.
And I know you were tight with him.
And
I've seen you do some content with him, and I think you were in the Ye interview with him as well.
Yeah.
And so I was just gonna ask your reaction to that. And I know he trashed you basically on Adam 22's show. I saw that clip too, and he kind of
Hey, Ralph,
there's kind of a bad energy on that show, man. Like I'm not talking some shit on Adam 22. I mean, I'm gonna hold my peace on that, but there's like bad energy there, man. I think. But go ahead.
Now, Ralph, I do not have a problem answering, because you're so kind to me on the show, and so I think on the No Jumper show, I think didn't Wax say I had a white mother?
He did say that. Yes. I was surprised to hear that. I don't know. He did say that. We played the clip, and I
was mind boggled when they sent me.
I was too.
Yeah, when they sent me the clip and said, "Yo, Whack on No Jumper said you got a white mother." So what bugged me out the most is I said, "Well, where is he getting his intel from?" Like my mother is not white at all. Both of my parents are black. So me and Wax fallout is over this subject, the boot kiss.
Yeah,
like we didn't have an issue. And for the record, I want everybody to understand I'm answering this because Ralph asked, and like Ralph lets me do what I want, so he deserves to get a full detailed answer. So a couple of weeks ago, me and Wack is on his on the 100 side on Clubhouse. And so as we on the 100 side on Clubhouse, we didn't even start talking about the boot kiss at all. We was talking about vegan versus meat and different subjects. And so he brought up the boot kiss. And what's interesting, did you play the content where he told Adam to kiss the boot?
I didn't hear that. I just saw his clip and a little bit of you guys' discussion. And he did say you had a white mother, and I was baffled by that because I didn't think that was true.
Hey, Ralph, did a part of you think we might be related?
Well, we do get along pretty well. You know, I was shocked to hear that, and I thought it was bullshit, but I was also like, maybe he knows something I don't know, right? Like I've never heard that, but you didn't strike me that way. That you
no problem. So I'm gonna try to find the clip where he tells Adam to kiss the boot because of me, and the reason why I'm gonna find that clip is because what makes that interesting is because Wack goes from supporting me, like Wack brought me on the show, like you just mentioned that he brought me on. I interviewed Kanye West through him.
Yeah.
Hold on,
which was a big spot. By the way, let me let Thomas get his final thoughts in here because I know he's going to bounce. And I figure we only had him for about an hour anyway.
Right, and then I'll finish breaking it down.
Yeah, and then you can finish with that. But just final thoughts here, Thomas, and you could weigh in on anything else you want and promote your stuff too here.
Yeah, you can find me. You can find me on Substack. That's probably where I'm most active these days, man. It's Real, REAL, Thomas777.substack.com. I'm on Twitter, man. At Real, capital REAL _7 HMAS777.com. I got a T-Gram channel again. I get nuked off there, man, for like fucked up and frivolous reasons.
That's crazy.
Well, it's like I think there's a strong like Ukrainian element to their I don't even know they're publicly traded, but whoever like the control group is there, like on the private side, And like if you trash Ukraine, they'll like fucking ban you. But then I stopped doing that because I was consciously aware that they're sensitive about that. And I just got like arbitrarily nuked. But I do have a Telegram channel now. It's Mind Phaser. It's named after the podcast. I mean, that's basically what I'm up on. I'm trying to get some more long form stuff done, and I'm working on this book. I want to get done hopefully by October, November, man. I'm probably gonna publish it through Imperium because they've been very good to me. But that's basically what I've got going on at the moment. And thank you very much for hosting me, man.
I love it, and thank you for filling in. Like I said, I didn't mean
sorry to be abrupt, man. It's just this.
No.
I appreciate you coming, man.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was good talking to you, Captain.
We'll get you back on soon to talk about politics and the geopolitics and stuff like that too, because got a lot of stuff I'd like to talk about on that front too. So
no, just hit me up next week or the week after. I could probably give you 2 hours if you give me like a few days notice. It's totally up to you. Like no hard feelings if you want to do that. But if you want,
no, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, just hit me up, man. You know how to get hold of me. And yeah, be good, Captain. It was good to see you again, man.
No problem. Anytime. Next time, the subject. Next time you
appreciate
the subject, and I'll come back.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right,
all right, fellas, be good.
All right, thank you, Thomas.
All right, so Ralph, I want to share my screen. I want to play this video real fast so people can see, just so I could kind of get like a timeline. So in this video, I'm about to play right here.
Good white guy. Y'all took credit for building America, and goddamn well you didn't.
I wasn't there. You ever hear like you shouldn't be judged by the sins of your father?
Bullshit.
Apply that to the white race. Thank you.
Captain Tazaryach and the Hebrew Israelite says you should pay for your father's sins. Kiss the goddamn boot. You seen him do this shit, right?
Yes. All right, so I'm gonna stop that right there. So when I did that, okay, I see how I stopped the other share because I think I had clicked the wrong one. So stop sharing that one. I think I clicked the right one. All right, so as you can see, like I was saying earlier, like he plugged me with Kanye West to do the interview with Kanye. Was interested, Ralph. February of this year, we had this issue. February of last year, there was another fake issue because these are not real issues. This is shit he made up. So like last year, he created another fake issue, and then he came in and contacted me. And the reason why the no jumper thing came about was I was supposed to debate Richard Spencer. Ralph, I've been trying to get Richard Spencer. I even asked you if you can get Richard Spencer. So he has said he can get Richard Spencer, wanted me to come on the no jumper to debate, and Richard Spencer ended up backing out. And so I was in California, so he brought me on the show. So a couple of weeks ago, we going back and forth over the boot kiss, and he's saying his position is that us making white people kiss the boot is going to make like Aryan type of whites start harming innocent black women and children because we making them kiss the boot, which was strange to me because we've been doing this for like over 40, 50 years and it hasn't happened yet. And so I ended that conversation by saying this. I said, if you want us to stop making white people kiss the boot, then you have to actively go into the black communities with us to stop gang violence, because one thing we do know is that innocent men, women, and children are getting killed from gang violence. So that was like a Monday. By Wednesday, they was doing a room like F Cap, we're going to expose Cap. So I don't know what caused the flip. Now, me being slightly a conspiracy theorist, like I ain't really all the way a conspiracy theorist, I would say maybe some white man told him, you got to stop Cap talking like that on your show. But I could talk however I want on your show, so I don't know why there's an indifference or anything like that. So I don't have a direct answer as to what his issue is with me. What I can say with 100% certainty that I've done nothing to him. Even like you see this shirt I got on, Kiss the Boot.
I see that. Yeah, I was looking at it earlier. Yeah.
Now I didn't know that my school had this shirt made already. When I was on the phone with Wack, he said to get a shirt called Kiss the Boot. He said, "Hey man, you should call yourself Captain Tazaryach, aka Kiss the Boot. Excuse me, Mr. Kiss the Boot, aka Mr. ISUBK." So he was like with me with the joint. So I don't really have a direct answer as to why he's like that. Only thing I could say is that I'm not affiliated with him anymore. But so I don't know how to tell you like what was the camera that broke the back. I don't know. I just
Yeah, it was really strange, and I know he was a big promoter of yours, and like you said, I forgot he'd said that. Try to accuse you of having a white mother. It was a really kind of a
Yeah.
personal attack, honestly, and I was like, what the fuck when I was watching it. It was really nasty, right? Like, I mean,
well, I'm used to being
he's trying to hurt your cred with black people, kind of, right? To throw that out. That's what he's trying to do, wasn't it? Right? He's got a white mama.
part of it, I'll tell you, part of it is like a lot of what WAC does is content driven. So even if it's not real, if it's fake or whatever, if it drives content, and that's the bad thing about social media. Like you could just make up anything about anybody, and you know what I mean. So I guess he thought maybe saying I got a white mama was supposed to make me lose people, but I ain't lose nobody because everybody knows I ain't got my white. I'm about to say my white. My mother's been to my cookout. My mother's birthday. That is crazy as hell to me. I would have thought like maybe say like I don't know. I'm trying to think like what else could you say? Like, but now because like for an Israelite saying I got a white mother, if I had a black father, I still would be black. So it wouldn't even be enough to say I got a white mother. So even if I had one, if my father's black, it wouldn't stop me from being black. Now, if he said I got a white father, then that would give more credence, which is why I didn't take it as serious as a lot of other people took it. A lot of other people look at it like, damn, WAC said he got a white mother. Maybe he do got a white mother. I looked at it as WAC is a troll. And that's WAC trolling. That's how I looked at it. But at the same time, I'm not going to affiliate with that no more. So that's the best.
I don't blame you. And again, I heard it and I didn't believe it, but I was like, where is that even coming from? Right? Like, I never heard that before. So I was like, sounds like bullshit, but like, I never asked you about your mama. Like I wouldn't, because it has nothing to do with the show, right? Like I would never even come up in the first place.
The subject, I can see asking, but if mama ain't about the subject, why we talk about mamas for?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It was just really weird. And if he's just trolling, I have to deal with that too, where people just make up some shit.
For no damn
some people like that type of entertainment.
And the thing about Clubhouse, where he said it at, and even with the Adam, they thrive off of what they call plays and fake narratives. So it don't even matter if it's real or not. It's like, what can get the people in the room? I'm gonna fill a room up. Okay, Cap's mom is white. I'm gonna fill a room up. But after that's over, you destroy your friendship over a lie. Now there's no friendship no more over a lie. So because if a person snakes you once, you might let it slide or something like that. But to snake me twice, I just can't affiliate it with that. So
and I have the same principle. I'm kind of a forgiving guy, and I've welcomed people back. And usually it's a mistake, though. I'll say even after the first snaking, because if they'll snake you once, they'll probably snake you twice. And I found that out the hard way many times.
Yeah, sometimes it's a gamble because I always give people two chances. And,
I try to do that too.
And it's a gamble. It's a gamble in the sense that there's some people I gave a second chance, it worked out.
Yeah. I've had it happen too.
So it's only that the ones that don't work out seem to stand out more, of course, because he'd be like, God damn it, why did I even try? I ain't trying no more. And then the next person comes, you give them a second chance. But for us as Israelites, we always are looking to give our brothers second chances. And although I'm not gonna affiliate with him anymore, I don't wish no ill or nothing. I hope he has the best, be the richest, wealthiest man on the planet. I'm just not messing with him no more because I would never trust him. And if I can't trust you, then I just can't rock with you.
Yeah, and I completely understand. And it's happened to me, but I figured I'd ask you about it because that's how this whole thing kind of started.
Yeah, definitely. And I
in the
think
first place,
pretty good, man. I made my man Peckerwood run off. I know I thought he was gonna do 2 hours. I was hoping to.
Well, I figured he might just have an hour.
Okay.
We could do another discussion, another hour with him. He said he could come back for a couple hours. In a couple of weeks.
Let me know, or anybody. Like if I don't know
how
Richard Spencer. I don't know if y'all cool or anything like that.
Well, we were cool, and he's been on the show a lot, but I don't know if he's ducking the Killstream now. I don't want to throw any shade, but seems like he might be.
Because I think that would be huge to have somebody of his, somebody of mine, to have a discussion, whether it be politics, whether it be racial based, political based, whatever it may be. I think that could be a good conversation that that we could have. I think it'd be good for both
You know
sides.
what? I'll reach out to him, but I can't guarantee anything. He's been on the
That's all I
show
can ask.
plenty of times, and he was on the show several times last year.
Mhm.
But he's kind of look. I'm not even throwing shade. I'm just being honest. He's one of these cats that's one day he's going this way, one day he's going that way. It's cool. And now he's kind of keeping his distance, and so that's just the kind of guy he is. Not a dude talking shit. That's just.
Yeah, I understand.
I have no beef with him, to be
Right.
clear, and I would love to host it, but
Yeah, no.
I'll reach out on it. And I was gonna ask you, what should we talk about next time we have you on? Like, I mean, we could just do a general discussion.
Yeah, we can have a general open discussion. It could be normally it's usually like race relations. What I do like about Peckerwood in this conversation is we was able to go into the Bible a little bit. Now I don't know if you're
and that hasn't happened too much.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. So, and I don't know if that's something you would be interested in doing a Bible discussion. It doesn't have to be. But I know like race is a huge thing in America, even if it's critical race theory. Is it legit or not? We could talk about Transformers if you want, but we'll probably agree with Transformers.
You talking about the trains? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I forgot the station I was on. I can say trannies here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can say trains now on Rumble. But you know what? Yeah, a discussion on race. Also, it's been a while since we had with the so-called Jew. As well.
But that'll be the fun. Listen, every Black History Month, I play that video of me and you when I pulled out the Hitler book.
That's one of the funniest. I completely lost my composure once you did that.
Listen,
and he literally pulled out the book, put it on the camera. It's like a Nazi book too. I was just losing.
Ralph, right? You have to see your face, and then Ralph think he's slick. Ralph said, "Can you show that again? Because we didn't see it." So Ralph.
And for those who don't know, he was debating like a literal Jewish settler, in the West Bank when he pulled this out. One of the Killstream historic moments for sure.
Man. I say check with the audience too, because I know a lot of your followers know of me, because sometimes they'll comment on my videos. I comment back. So if they got somebody in mind, I'm definitely interested in coming back. It could be a so-called Jewish man. It could be, a white man. It could be any subject. You just hit me up, and then we could work it from there.
All right, I'll do that. And I'm trying to have a debate on. I'll ask you this while you're still here, and then I'll let you promote your stuff. I'm trying to get a debate versus a so-called Jew, how we'd say it. They would say just Jew, but
we say so-called Jew too.
A Jew, quote unquote, versus somebody on whether or not what's going on in Palestine. I don't know if you care about what's going on.
That would be a good. No, that actually, I would definitely do that. Like, let's say if you hit me up tonight and say I got somebody for tomorrow, I would do it tomorrow. Because
you know what, I might be able to arrange it tomorrow. Because I've got this Jewish guy. So-called Jewish guy,
right?
And I'm trying to get him paired up with somebody to debate whether or not what the Israelis are doing is a genocide.
Exactly, right. So the Israeli versus Palestine, I'll do that in a heartbeat.
Okay, you know what? I'll work on that tonight.
Okay,
and I'll see if you're down tomorrow. I'll see if I can get that set up.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm down with that.
That'd be great because I'm trying to fill that slot, and it's
it's filled. Cap got one of the slots. Let's get a so-called Jew for the other slot. We good to go.
All right, bet. I'll do that. And then I did see this. Okay, they wanted me to read out this super chat. I didn't read it while it was going on because
super chat.
It's a little. I wouldn't normally say these things. But he said these things. Right. He said, "Captain, you talk like a fucking KRS-One song, from a snow roach to a Velcro head." He said, "Fuck the so-called Jews," is what he said. In his super chat, a snow roach. I'd never heard that one before.
I don't know what the snow roach is, but he ain't talking about me because
he was calling himself a snow roach.
He's the snow roach.
Yeah.
At least he's a roach. But listen, let me tell you how racist he is, though. He don't want to be a black roach. He don't want to be a regular roach. He don't want to just be a regular roach. He got to be
a white roach.
Nobody ever seen the snow roach. Listen, he said, I ain't no regular roach. And I bet you the snow roaches are cleaner than the regular roaches. But no, that's fine. Even the KRS-One reference, I ain't really mad at the KRS-One reference. He taught we was Israel for the time too, so that's fine with me too. But that's a funny ass super chat. That super chat funny. I'm gonna make a clip out of him saying he's a snow roach. That's a new. I never knew white people, if they want to say roaches, they won't even say they a roach. They got to be a snow roach. That's hell yeah. I'm gonna say it on Cross the Line Thursday. Snow roaches. White people don't even want to be the same roach as black people. No.
Tell people where they can find you, and I'll work and see if I can get. I don't know if I can get it set up in 24 hours, but I'm gonna try.
No, but
and if not, maybe we can do it next week.
No, next week is cool. I'm just saying, whenever you get it set up, I'll be available.
You're down.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying you got to do it that fast, but let's say if you said next Tuesday, I'm down for next Tuesday or next Wednesday. Whenever you have it, I'm down for it. So I'm Captain Tazaryach of ISUBK. Hey man, it's been a pleasure to be on Ralph's show, Killstream on Rumble. Make sure y'all follow him. Make sure y'all follow him on Telegram. I follow him on Telegram as well. Today was a good discussion with Thomas Peckerwood. His name, not mine. He calls himself Peckerwood. You can find me on my website is isubk.com. That's where you can go to find all the information for my organization, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana. He has a radio show that he does every Monday on YouTube. It's called World on Fire, right? America on Fire. It's called America on Fire. If you go on YouTube and put in America on Fire, you'll find Commander General Yohana's YouTube channel. That's his channel. My channel is Cross the Line Radio and Captain Tazaryach Podcast. That's also on YouTube. We do a radio show every Thursday from 10 p.m. to midnight. For all the white people that's on Killstream, if y'all want to be a guest on my show and talk some shit, just hit me up. Ralph knows how to get in touch with me. You could be a guest on my show. We debate just like Ralph debates and brings different people of all races on his show. We do the exact same thing because these type of conversations are necessary. Although this conversation was sparked between two black men, the real conversation took place between me and Thomas, and I think that was the most important part. With that, Ralph, I appreciate you having me on, man. Until next time.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
No
problem. Talk to you soon.
All right. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back to my StreamYard here. Hey, man, what y'all think of the show? Clubhouse, if y'all talk, I think we can hear you. Wait, let me make sure I'm still here. Oh, shit, did I get knocked out of Clubhouse?
No, you're okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Y'all can hear me? Okay, I appreciate it. So if y'all got, what?
He might have got knocked out. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Say again? Oh. I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Cal. We can hear you the whole time.
Oh, okay. When I looked on the app, it looked like it was double. Like I couldn't do it. Corey, I see your comment in the chat when it says he sound disappointed. That white boy was hurt. That white boy was hurt.
He sound very towards the end. I think I wouldn't say he didn't prepare because I believe if he prepared, it still would have been just as bad. But I feel like he thought anything he did was going to work.
Right.
And nothing worked. I tracked everything he said and nothing worked.
Right.
Said that he tried to throw you off on or thought that he was saying something cool.
Mm-hmm.
You just turned him on his head on every single thing. The German, the Jewish, you know what I'm saying? You connected that. Even with his name, the whole Peckerwood, he was upset. He was very upset because you was actually educated and defining things.
Right.
That was weird. You know, that and what was crazy about it, that's why he said he made a little quote unquote racist when he said black brothers in the hood just you're not just gonna be standing there pulling up definitions. You know what I mean? Like that meant anything. But like right now I'm in the hood standing there with my guys. No, I'm on a StreamYard in a formal debate, having a conversation with you about terminology used, especially culturally, right? Because if he said colloquially, we're not of the same people group. So you may say something that means something totally different. You're not a core black brother in the hood where I would simply understand him. So if you calling yourself a Peckerwood, that needs to be defined, because in my worldview, a peck of wood is a redneck or somebody that's of a lower tier in the white community. That's what that is. So maybe if I would have just called you a peck of wood from my worldview, you could have said, nope, it really means this other thing. So it's important for me to define it. I felt you defining it was a very excellent thing, but not only that, you asking him what pecker wood meant, or what he, you know what I'm saying, is that an official term of you? That was very appropriate. So he wasn't just ready on no terms at all.
No, and see, that's what threw him off the most, because when I asked him Peckerwood, I was surprised that he wouldn't give a definition. And once he forced it, that almost started the whole thing, because once I defined the one word, now everything that came up was like, okay, let's look up the definition for that. Let's look up the definition for that. Let's look up the definition for that. And that's what frustrated him, because it destroyed his talking points. So when he tried to talk about something, we look up the definition.
Cap, for some reason, your screen keep muting every 5 to 10 seconds, and then it unmutes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see something. I think I got this open twice. Hold up, wait. Let me come back.
Yeah, every 10 seconds it mute.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on the screen, and then I'm gonna just look at it and see. So what I was saying was, like, that set the whole tone. That one definition of Peckerwood set the whole tone for defining things, going through things detailed. And because he probably is used to his normal talking points, and even the racial thing when he say, and him saying a black man from the hood. When I did that debate with that Jewish dude and I started breaking down history, he said the same thing. He said a black man from Harlem. Like, a black man from Harlem is going to tell me, because I will never say that they don't study. I agree with you on that, Corey, but I think they study us from, these are just niggas that's reading the Bible. They don't know nothing. So I'm going to get up here, use my usual 1-2 that works on the average nothing black person, and that's going to stump him. He don't expect to get in here. And what surprised me the most about this guy is that this is my second time debating him. I debated him before. So I would have thought that he would have known that I was going to look these things up, do them. And for me to highlight, one of the highlights was being able to read into the Bible. Read into the Bible, Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, tell him how he's Esau. And he brought up Caucasoid first. Once he brought up Caucasus, now I can say, hey, where was Esau at? And he didn't even deny that Esau was in the mountains. He just tried to say it was a different type of mountain, or the location of the mountain. But a mountain is a mountain, as far as I know. So I think overall that was cool. Corey, I don't know if y'all gonna keep the room running, but I got it on my laptop, so I'm gonna probably log out of my laptop and I'll put it on my phone and I'll hop back in some, because I'm gonna close the stream. Unless y'all gonna close the room. If y'all just gonna close the room, then I'll get back on. So you just let me know what y'all gonna do. But I am about to end the live stream in a second.
Yeah, we finna end the live stream on this side as well. That was an excellent bill, man. He wasn't ready on no terms. Like I said, he was stumped on every point, and then every point that was highlighted and made a point, he the one said it. He said it, and then you magnified it and utilized it as benefit. He had already lost, really, and like, I agree with you. Once once the definition of Peckerwood was read, and he agreed to it, like, yeah, I'm white and I'm poor. You know, I'm poorer than other people. You know, like Elon Musk. So once he said that, he put himself in a spot to where the rest of the conversation, he didn't even realize what was happening, because he said, "Oh, only the white and poor trash people kiss boots."
And do you remember what he said after that, though?
The bus.
When I brought the white woman up, then he went to the white woman. Now you said they were rich.
So and he now you torn from all sides, because you're saying this uneducated, quote unquote, group of white people, we can throw them away.
Right.
We ain't dealing with them.
Right.
But then now we got the educated kids in the boots. Now what?
now what you gonna say?
You know,
like, you ain't
and
got
then
no
the Bible.
now.
Yeah, and then what he did was his last. The only way that he could protect the conversation from there is to guard the Bible from you, to say, no, the Bible ain't dealing with that. The Bible is not a fetish.
Right.
Once he said the Bible is not a fetish,
it was over.
But what you're doing is a fetish. And you just kept highlighting, so the Bible ain't a fetish, right? He said, no, all right, cool. So once you brought scripture out of the Bible that said this will be performed by Gentile nations to the Israelites, once you show that his whole premise is over. Once he kills the fetish part, is everything is destroyed. And then once y'all got into the Bible, y'all couldn't get out of it.
Right.
So once he's saying God ain't a racist, you got to show that now. And then he say, well, why did he do that? Did you continue reading? It's in the next 2 verses why he did it. Because he loved a group of people who was on the earth and hated the rest.
That's
It's right there in the
That's
scripture.
it.
So,
That's it.
yeah, it was bad on all. He knew he didn't have everything. He was gassed out. And I don't know if that seemed like it was about 45 minutes, no more than an hour.
Yeah, no more. It was because like at the 45-minute mark, that's when he started doing closeouts, and we start, thanking me and shit like that. So yeah, that was it.
And Cap, did he kind of sign on for maybe about 2 hours for this?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2 hours. It was supposed to be a 2-hour debate. Yeah.
Sheesh. So you got Tommy Sotomayor.
Yeah.
You said he backed out. He ran.
He backed
Your
out.
words, not mine. And Thomas Pickerwood signed on for 2 hours, and he ran in the middle of it.
The scriptures say the wicked flee with no man pursue it. I just take his words and just flip him upside his head. So
that was madness, man. Shout out to Captain Tazaryach. Make
right.
sure y'all following Captain Tazaryach, man.
No
Following the guy from Game versus
That's
Platforms.
Right. Make sure y'all follow
Excellent bill, excellent debate, King.
Appreciate it. All right, no sweat, man. Shalom. I'll wrap with y'all later, Corey.
All praise.
All right. I'm gonna exit out of Clubhouse. So now to my straight. Listen, man, I try to give y'all bodies. Body on top of body on top of body. I did a good job. Shout out to Commander General Hunter. Shout out to General Hyman. General Hyman, the baddest war general, prepared me to deal with this subject as he prepares me to deal with all subjects. So shout out to them. Shout out to generals, captains, officers. Shout out to sisters. Shout out to Commander General Hunter bringing that sister on the stage. She brought the sister to sing Ashaga Khan's favorite song. I cook, I clean, I fuck, I shut up. China Monet. China Monet said 2 heavy-ass things that don't let it go over your head. The first thing she did was she corrected herself about her mother. And she was talking about her mother. She said, yeah, my mother had 5 husbands, so she knew how to be submissive. Now, when she said it, the generals got excellent discipline. First of all, I just want to tell you that. Their discipline is absolutely amazing, because when you see General Yohana's face, you see General Hyman's face, it don't budge. It's just like that. And General Hyman was just looking like this, right? And so as the sister continued to talk, she says, no, wait, no, she had 5 husbands because she wasn't submissive. Thank you, sir. Okay, sis, then General Hyman. Now General Hyman is letting out all the shit that he was holding in, like, what's going on? And then, that was heavy, because she did something that a lot of sisters don't do. What sister is going to say, make your mother be righteous, and then when it dawns on you that she's not, correct yourself? And she did it under 30 seconds. The other thing she did was when she said it was her man that taught her how to be submissive. So it parallel. So her mother taught her how to be a monster, and it took a man to teach her how to be submissive. Let you righteous, pure princesses and queens and goddesses out there that got you a horrible mother that raised you to hate a man. Learn that only a man can teach you to be submissive. Shalom.